draft and play style, and with Execration, the new roster, Tino coming through, you know, recently he's acquired, of course, and they've been looking very solid as well for Execration. But now, you know, just the tempo, the caliber of games is just going to be bumped up one more notch here as we get underway with our draft. And I'm going to coming into it, how we're feeling. You know, we got to say predictions, they got to come through. I know we don't have draft just yet, but you know, just the feelings on the fly before we get underway.
With the rest of his team, and it's not just that one strategy that they've got, right? Like previously it was just everyone buff up mid one, and hopefully we can try and make that work. But we've seen plenty of games where Moon, he's carried the game in his own right. Like his sniper, you've given him the death prophet, which still isn't quite in the meta, but for Moon it kind of always is. Yeah, Moon is one of those heroes that played at an incredible level. Who's Sky? Do they have everyone playing today as well? I have to ask, because yeah, it's the only person who we can see the names.
Ten seconds remaining.
So that throws it. Where does it say that?
On, at least I can see it in regards to, like, it'll come up on stream in a while, but I have, like, it pulls the players' names because
I'll allow Radiant to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire pick. Radiant pick.
Lycan.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Radiant Potato. We'll see how this is going to fare. In regards to the opener, got the Earthshaker and the Monkey King, so kind of taking something away from SMG that they've really liked to favor, especially for mid one, and going for already a position one that can deal with the Lycan.
Hold on though, is this an Earthshaker 5? Because we've seen BDZ play the Monkey King with a pretty good win rate, so it feels very early to be revealing this particular
10 seconds remaining
for role, but we've seen Monkey Kings really stand out there as well. So not quite sure what Execration are going for with this draft, but it certainly takes away some of that pairing it with that Earthshaker in the first phase. Love the Grimstroke pick though. You know, it's just going to be able to lock people in place. If you're going up against a Lycan, you know, you always want to try and coordinate where you're, and even if you're Lycan and his creeps enough time to catch up to you. And then of course that's not even taking into consideration the laning phase, right, where Afu is going to be able to put the Inkswell onto one of the wolves as soon as they get that invisibility, and you oftentimes have that way to start these ganking or just little skirmishes in a much more advantageous position.
Yeah, we've seen how the Grimstroke can be played with the Lycan a while ago when he was at least being played in the safe lane more often than not. Now it feels like a position 3, and definitely for SMG, they are favoring it pretty heavily to give over to KP. So they're going to have a pretty strong lane in that regard going up against the Monkey King if it is going to be the one, which I anticipate it will be, because I think the Monkey King matchup versus the Lycan is very favorable, not only in the lane, but as the game goes on, you can just form some control in a team fight, lay down the Wukongs, then it can really disrupt how Lycan wants to find a quick route to the backline and kill off these squishy supports. So if they can just all rally around the Wukongs, if it's in a good spot, then it could enable execration.
And let's not forget that, you know, SMG is one of those teams that, sure, you know, they go the Helm of the Overlord build. I think KP still does like to follow it up with an Orchid, which we've seen across a few of the other Lycan players, 458 most at first and
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So, wonder if that might be where SMG look to go here.
I'm really excited to see what hero we also get picked up for Moon. I feel like his hero pool is expanded to another level. Like he's loving these kind of off meta, I don't know if I want to call them cheese, but you know, he's always, you know, the Keeper of the Light has been picked up an incredible amount. I know not anymore, of course, but you know, he was playing the Tinker very early on as well. That's just something that we haven't seen too much through the later stages. Keep in mind also SMG, their back pocket strat in a way that the Venge Alchemist, we were seeing that through the first couple of days of the groups. In fact, they revealed it, I believe, the first day they went and invoke a 5 and with the Alchemist Venge, and you know, we haven't really seen that be played as much through the later stages. So I wonder if this could be just a back pocket strat, or maybe teams have had enough time to work it out. But I really have enjoyed watching SMG with how they've been able to come together as a team through the Pro Series and really formulate some wonky drafts, but execute them at a very high level.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think the word you're looking for with Moon's hero pool.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Borrow a Smash Brothers Melee term, it's a little janky, you know, where it's kind of hard to predict what they're going to be coming up against inside that mid lane.
Well, I mean, for his counterpart, Bob, we've seen how he's been able to perform. Yeah, he is a spirit player, so he's going to have the versatility, at least in having whatever he wants in regards to the spirits. I mean, all of them and not banned out. I guess the Vengeful Spirit, if we're really getting pedantic. But yeah, you got the Void, the Ember, the Storm. Heroes that we've seen an exceptional amount. Got to keep in mind as well for SMG though that you are up against an Earthshaker, and this is a hero that does like to make early rotations. He doesn't really win you your off lane, but he wants to get active, maybe chuck out a fissure, see if they can pick up a kill and really scale his position to an exceptional level. So we'll see how BDZ can play it across the map, and if they have a position 2 that can maybe enable these rotations a little bit more.
I like this Pango pick. It's one of those few heroes that are able to lock down the Lycan, and they're going with a Weaver instead. I feel like this is much more likely to be a mid-1 Weaver. Times make the Grimstroke just have an insane amount of farm, and I feel like it pairs really well with the Lycan together. So yeah, definitely a pos 1 Weaver in my mind.
They can, like, you can still now lane Grimstroke and Weaver together. That's still a pretty strong combo. True. Like, that's high kill threat. Chuck the Inkswell on him, can get active. It's, of course, it feels like the Inkswell on the laning stage is not as strong with the 3-second to 4-second buffer time, I guess. But this is a duo that can get very active and aggressive, and also if you pair the Grim with the Lycan. So right now their side lanes are super strong on SMG, and they're going to look to try and show their mid lane.
Okay, so they went for the Ember Spirit. I'm sure they were probably looking to opt for that Void Spirit, just on the point that you were touching with before. With the Void Spirit, of course, even if the Earthshaker makes the rotation, you're still probably going to have a point in the Dissimilate just to be able to get away from any kind of gank attempts. That's why they went ahead and banned the Invoker in the last... the ability to get rid of the likes of the Resonant Pulse damage block, and now also your Flame Guard's protected as well. So I like this Ember Spirit pick, but you are still a little vulnerable if you have the Earthshaker looking to rotate pre-level 6.
Do you not just Storm here? Like, what is preventing you from going Storm right now?
I mean, is it great against the Lycan? I don't think it is necessarily. I mean, this feels like a little bit of a block pick as well. We've seen so many times Ember Spirit be that hero that can, look to lock down heroes for a little bit. The Searing Chains onto a Weaver or a Lycan can enable these few other stuns coming through from the Pango. But I feel like you provide that as a Storm Spirit, but you don't provide quite the same level of wave clear until you're like, level 20 and you've got all of that mana to play with and are just zipping between the fountain and whatever lane's pushing.
So you feel like they haven't identified the Lycan issue enough so far with their first 3 picks?
I don't think so, unless... I wonder if this might be a... Okay, that throws a wrench in things. So I was about to say maybe a Pango mid, just to be constantly shoving out the lane as much as possible. It's not bad against the Ember Spirit either, but Lina, it's totally fine too. You just are so vulnerable when they are looking to make these early rotations. Again, like Lycan hits level 6, pop Shapeshift. You don't even need to put the Inkswell onto him. Just put it onto one of his Helm of the Dominator creep, run it on top of the Lina. What can you do to be able to prevent yourself from dying? Very little.
It does give you some burst potential to combine with the Earthshaker. More than likely you have Shadowblade Lina, Earthshaker, Blink at some stage. A lot of pick-up potential between those two to maybe blow up Weaver or Ember on a side lane. Gives you more ways to shove out as well, because you're always worried about the Lycan potential. The lane matchup versus Ember is very solid. And it's a hero that also scales very well into the late game. If you're looking for a head-to-head battle and you want to secure your late game prowess, then having a Monkey and Lina, you've definitely got that.
You do. I feel like the Lina really does
10 seconds remaining.
play to happen.
Dire ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, well, what do you feel like are the voids right now that either team has and they're looking to fill with their last pick?
Dire pick.
Not a bad Underlord game. Just think about all the people that you're going to be locking in place, like a Weaver, an Ember, a Weaver, an Ember Spirit. This is a pos for, maybe it is a pos. So it's, hold on.
It could be a pos for Ember. I don't know if you can play that with Lycan. Well, EXECRATION don't have a lot of time, man. This is quite the 23rd pick. They need a way to jump. You could now put the Pango 3 because he can definitely be the initiator.
Is it an Ember Spirit 1 and a Weaver 5? I really want to see this Grimstroke paired together with either the Weaver or the Lycan. I mean, this is good as well. Again, locking the Lycan in place kind of fulfills the same sort of thing as the Underlord. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So we have not seen Ember as a position 1 for a very
fate that Galaxy Racer and Enigma merged together. So now you've got Miracle, and I know he goes by Mizu now, but Miracle kind of under the same banner.
It's so funny. It's like everyone for ages were, was kind of playing with him, like with the name, of course, and somehow
his in-game tickets as well were showing Miracle's face. On them. He's never going to escape it, unfortunately, but I'm excited to see them. They'll be our second series of the day as well, so definitely look forward to that as well. We see all those stuns really coming into effect already, and Arthur's going to go down for the first blood.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Aside from the first blood, it shows that Moon denied the bounty. Okay, I don't care about the first blood. At least making our life a little bit easier. This, however, makes Bob's lane that much easier. He's already got 570 gold for the bottle. How do you feel like this matchup will fare Lena Sniper?
I feel like now in particular, like it was probably going to go about 50-50. Both heroes that do a great job at clearing stacks. So Moon, of course, with the shrapnel, very easy to do it. Doesn't even need to commit the body for it either. You know, you can just toss down the shrapnel once you're level 3 and then go straight on back to the lane so that you're not missing out on any of the creeps. But now with Bob, considering he was able to get the first blood, he's going to get a nice early bottle. He's going to shove the lane out and cause Moon to perhaps spend a little bit more time in the lane than he would want to.
We'll see how the rotations can come through, of course, from BDZ's Earthshaker, but there are big issues, at least with the hero being able to play in the laning stage. He doesn't feel like the strongest laner at all. And is this going to hinder Luciano on the Mars versus the Weaver and Ember?
It's going to make things a little bit difficult. I don't think it's a kill lane at all. I mean,
Radiant's bottom tower isn't looking good.
smartly enough, he went for the Ring of Protection into the Soul Ring just to be able to start things off so that this harass isn't going to hurt him quite as much.
Do you feel like we'll see a difference with the Weaver 5 itemization to the Weaver 4 that we saw? I believe it was Yokan playing? Or mid one? Nice spear, holy moly, that fissure block off, and mid one try and play with the 6 charges. Believe he'll be okay. That was a very crafty attempt.
Yeah, but he lost out on a few CS. I think it was 3 in the lane as well for all of that. So nicely done there by Execration to make it work. I mean, you need to be, again, kind of like we saw the Wind Ranger yesterday have, you know, not a fantastic game for Makoto. You need to be perfect on this day to make sure that you're having the maximum impact possible in the game. Moon not even wanting to commit himself to be able to pick up that water rune. He goes and denies it again.
Take a look how bottom's going at the moment. Arfu and Ara just having a bit of a battle over in the river. Of course, Arfu is winning this trade at the moment. Ara's gonna have to play around with his shield crash. I don't know if the mitigation's enough, the side steps either. As Arfu, with the help of the wolves at the last second, picks up a nice solo kill.
Yeah, can't afford to make that sort of play without the swashbuckle or even the lucky shot, whatever you wanted to opt to go into, just because, you know, you can turn around. Grimstroke, he's got the boots of speed as well, so he's always going to be able to catch up to you with the inks.
It does look like at least the lane for Tino is going very well. He's got the 15-5 compared to the 9-2 on the Lycan. The laning stage for the Monkey, of course, very solid against a majority of melee heroes, but the Lycan is no exception.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Across the board, it's going pretty well for Execration. You've got a full creep wave all the way down here next to the tier 1 tower, so I'm sure KP not getting anywhere near as enough as he would have been expecting super early on. They haven't even been able to build up any kind of stacks in the jungle either for Moon in particular to look to take.
Do you feel like it's a bit surprising that they haven't tried to block the small camp, considering the sniper is someone who can shove up mid and go back to farm that at a pretty rapid rate?
Sure, but you could also say the same for SMG, right? You're up against Alina and you didn't block his small camp either. So both teams, it's a 0-all draw, so yeah, it's an opportunity gone missing. Bob is actually going to make a triple stack for himself before picking up this water rune. So nice little bonus coming through there for Execration, really making every little second count.
Yeah, simultaneously, the Moon Sniper was doing the same thing. Made a stack the Ancients, the hard camp as well. So we see both these position 2s are very much playing off the back of looking to accelerate their own farm. See, though, how the rotations can come into play. Again, we've been highlighting BDZ on the Earthshaker. Will be a hero that can make a lot more rotations compared to someone like a Weaver or a Grimstroke, but Rogi has this high mobility factor where he can at least scout out maybe some stacks, which he's doing currently, and being a bit more of a nuisance. I feel like Weaver will play the job of just hunting and patrolling wherever the Earthshaker is to really minimize that scarcity factor of a fissure out of nowhere, which they will miss. If it's going to cost the life of Bob.
Gonna commit with this. Ooh. if he had a point in the Gemnet attack, he would have been able to pick up that kill. But obviously, just wanting to go for the Shikuchi, really important to make sure that you're as maneuverable as possible super early on. I mean, there's been some great spear combos coming out here into the Fissure, but got the kill in this top lane just yet.
Mid one as well is had a very good start, so I'm excited to see how the Ember Spirit is also going to itemize. Do you feel like that will be any different to what we see on position 2s?
Again, like you mentioned during the draft, that Moon, he is playing this win condition, right? Like Sniper's going to be one that not solo taking towers or anything like that. Of course, you've got the Lycan to boost together with it. And speaking of Moon, actually, he's getting gone on a little bit in the top. I think they missed the Fissure though, actually, so the damage needed to be able to take him out is not going to be enough. His build, I think you can still look to go into something like a Maelstrom super early on. It's just so versatile in terms of damage. You know that they're going to be clumping together because, you know, you're going to need a lot of heroes to be able to respond to a lot of the aggression that SMG are going to be putting forward. So I feel like Maelstrom's going to get a lot of value out of this game. In terms of what comes after that, maybe straight into something like Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, I really wouldn't hate the Ags. I like the call on the Maelstrom though. You're up against the Monkey King, will have very high armor in the Wukongs, you know, the Mars as well, just with in regards to the Bulwark. So we'll see how he looks to continue to scale here on the Ember, but it's going to be a lot on Moon Sniper. They're making another attempt.
The Invis Wolf as well on the bot side. Went in onto Tino.
It's like Monkey King will get out to safety. It's top there where Luciano be brought down. Mid one picks up the kill and he's got the level 6. So back to base, a full refresh for himself. But again, it's a very passive game. 3 kills, 7 minutes in. See, we're about to hit 7 minutes, so the game might get even slower where the mid lane just might go back, farm up the stacks and look to try and get these early neutral items, and then maybe from there we might see our first smoke.
How unlucky is Moon? He had a double stack, one that had a lot of little small camps, small creeps there. Didn't get any of the neutral items.
BDC's in trouble.
BDC, he's going to get gone on.
Mid one. But action already.
Lane guard's so effective in this lane as well, right? Like very few ways to be able to burst on through it.
So annoying that the Wolves in Ink. Is Tino?
And they're blocking him in.
Oh no, I think, is Tino actually gonna die? Okay.
He's close though, and it costs them a lot of regen as well. You know, RR. Of course, you're a Megally, you don't need that much, but he's holding on to 600 gold, obviously not wanting to go into the boots. You've got the swashbuckle for a bit of your own mobility, but could he look to just go straight blink dagger? No, it's like he's eventually going to send the boots out to himself.
See the Pango 5 in mid lane, BDZ. Another death on the Earthshaker as Moon this time will combine up the Weaver. Roger was trying to leave him the kill, but the Swarm, I think I just secure it. And meanwhile now Roger's going to look to get some solo experience, but bottom lane we've got our first shapeshift of the game. With Bob showing up, they will push back KP. Don't have any lockdown to hold him in place. Maybe they can turn for the easier target in Arfu, but that they are also worried about considering they have no wards in the backline.
Maybe a little early on the use of the shapeshift there, only because with Rogi, he just finished up the urn. So I feel like if he could have showed up to that team fight, used obviously Weaver's early game strength in just not being able to be locked down, and then you're able to use the urn to start to get some charges there, I feel like that could have been a great movement coming through from SMG. Instead, Rogi is going to try and snipe the bounty rune. Doesn't get it. Luciano bobbles it up himself as well as gets a kill.
Bob's going to be a bit cautious on how he positions. Currently making a pincer move. And again, they've got these Invis Wolves that can set up in the early stage, and Bob, fresh meat for Moon.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite at the stage where you can be trying to farm on the enemy side of the map, you know. It's a little greedy to be going for that, so even without any kind of vision, they were still able to pick up the kill.
We see that Moon's gone untouched at the moment. Top of the net worth, working on the Dragonlance. He did have the Maelstrom queued up for a while, but wanting the extra range and a little bit more stats as well, just to help out maybe with his survivability and also make it that much more difficult for EXECRATION to burst him down. They're looking for a defense though to be mounted down bot.
Trying to just give a lot of this space over for Moon. He's got full points in the shrapnel. He's made up a triple stack in his own jungle. He'll look to get the Dragonlance and start to join fights pretty damn soon. Round that shapeshift timing, only 10 seconds away. Also picking up those neutral items to give him a nice little boost to their team fight prowess.
And it's so nice as well now that you can put the Weaver in the mid lane. Like, Roger's already level 6. There are other support in Arfu on the Grimstroke. Is 4 at the moment. I believe, does he have the Tome coming out? He does. Okay, so he's got Tome, Keen Optic as well here for Grimstroke. So there's going to be some early level 6s for SMG. Not that I believe the Weavers will really provide you a whole lot. Maybe just enabling him to pop smokes and play a little bit more aggressive and up in the face.
Perhaps. I mean, they're getting away with a fair amount here with on EXECRATION's side. You know, just building up more and more stacks here for the Monkey King or for Bob, allowing him to continue to farm. They haven't got too much out of the map, although they've finally abandoned the bot side of the map. So KP, with that Helm to Dominate creep and the Siege creep, to be able to take this one out, and they'll be able to respond to the top side as well. Luciano, he's not super healthy, and he's saving up for that Blink Dagger, so he doesn't even have that much in terms of items to be able to mount this offense.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Do you feel like
Quickly trying to shove out that mid lane first before looking to defend, I think.
yeah, this now forces EXECRATION to come back. Like, you cannot trade top for mid, especially when you've already lost bottom. So this is a really nice move from SMG. They're just slowly poking it down. I don't feel like they can safely defend top. They're going to look to jump Tino. Don't have a way to stop him from pouncing off. So top tower will fall, but they've done a little bit of chip damage, and EXECRATION looking to try and connect to mid. Or they're actually going back
It needs to be
top.
perfect combos on mid one to be able to get it. He's just trying to interrupt TPs as they look to take this mid tower. So if he's able to avoid getting stunned up and ganked here,
Just start. They've got the connection afterwards to the start.
Get a lot, though.
He will drop the echo, and that is enough to control him in place. But meanwhile, Tino, though, with the middle lane, assassinates out. He's not going to get enough life still back, and the Weaver will pick up the bounty.
so close to not even being able to catch mid one. Would have been a complete disaster, but at least they still do.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Enchant Totem lockdown after they layered the Lightstroke Array and the Mars Sphere.
This gives them... I feel like mid one does not really care about dying there. I mean, he's still 30 net worth, but the fact that they've already taken this tier 1 tower, hold that thought though, shapeshift from KP. The chase on forward, they've locked onto Bob, and now RR as well is also in trouble. He's forced to charge up the Rolling Thunder. He does have a couple of reinforcements converging on the area. They're even going to lay down the Woof bombs, but can they lock down the Weaver perfectly? And they will, but still RR is in trouble. As his ultimate has expired, this will give ample time for KP to chase him down underneath the tier 2 tower as SMG come out ahead once again in the trade.
And that's exactly what I was talking about in the draft phase, right? When you're coming up against this Lina, you could just run at him. As long as you take out the Pangolier, there's not too much that you could do to prevent all of these units. Like, a Fisher is great. You don't have the Blink Echo just yet, so BDZ, he's not going to be able to prevent you from dying in a prolonged way. And just with the length of the shapeshift, like, they're going again. Like, they're constantly looking to get these kills in onto the squishier targets.
That is, you know what annoying that would be to play into? The comms right now must be like, do we actually have to play sentries all over our jungle just for this not to happen?
Yeah. I've had it happen to me. That's why I'm having such this, like, physical response to it. They're doing it again.
He's can't D-ward. This is exactly what you need. So much emphasis we see on protecting up your own observers, and mid one's coming over with an arcane. They've got the assassinate from ages away as well, and RR's a corner. They've got the initial stun, but
Bob's done.
Wolves with the ink swell just pushes back Bob, and all of a sudden he was showing some potential to kill off mid one, but that instantly gets turned back around as mid one's gonna dive underneath the T2 tower. SMG just seems to be playing with their food as BDZ is also gone. Oh, Oh, this is
What can you do? You know, that's the question. What can you do against this? Nothing until you get that BKB on the Lina. You can see he's trying to rush it as fast as he can, even going for the Mithril Hammer component
top
before
lane.
the Ogre Axe.
Tino's in trouble. You see how much damage this Inkswell's doing just with one hero or wolf combined with him. These are your two supports. My oh my. SMG, the greedy liner. They're not done. Let's get another one. Let's get another pick off. Let's make it feel even worse.
That'll bring Moon to his Shadow Blade as well, so he's got that extra little bit of mobility. He's going to be doing some more burst damage as well through just the use of the Shadow Block active. They're going again. Mid one this time. He's the target of the Inkswell.
Okay.
Quite landed onto Luciano, but they'll be able to clean up what you.
Now still AP. Wrapping on through. I've still got two on Execration. Does mid one have remnants? He does, but lacking a little bit in the mana department. The rest of Radiant looking to join and protect Bob as well. They need the control from mid one. At least they'll send him backpacking, and now Moon as well as compromise his own position. So Tino, with the help of the Wukongs, will slowly get on top of Moon. It'll take some time, especially with the procs coming through. But this time Tino will win the man fight, and SMG just getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
Maybe just going a little bit deep there. You know, they had no vision. It's nighttime. You're behind both
back
the
they
mid
go.
and top tier 2.
Well, we've maybe got aggressive previously, but now with refresh mid one teleport, we can go back in. It will cost the Grimstroke his life. Mid one as well still hanging around. So we'll not lock onto him afterwards. He's got a Mage Slayer. Interesting.
And this is the typical position 4 build that we see on the likes of a Monkey King, but for a position 1 Ember Spirit to be going into the Mage Slayer, I mean, they do have a lot of stuns and a lot of ways to be able to try and burst through with that magic resistance. So, of course, you know, trying to reduce a lot of the damage that they're trying to do with the passive debuff is always massively impactful, but just that 20% magic resistance as well, especially for an Ember Spirit that wants to retain his Flame Guard for as much as possible, really going to have quite big value.
I think all this action, at least in regards to SMG, I feel like they've got to be a little bit more cautious now because you're going up against BDZ with the Blink. He's only level 8, 17 minutes in. But this is pretty much the only item that we see the Earthshaker really needs. This is going to be
not just that though. It's the BKB on Bob. That's the other big factor. You know, no longer is he able to just be constantly chased down. They're already lacking in stuns. So as soon as you see your health slowly start to be ticking down.
Setting up on Moon.
Okay, that's a big kill.
Yeah, they'll claim the sniper. The rest of Dire once again converging the area. They have the helm of the Overlord, so they're looking for revenge, but who can they lock into? Brady, they need to come together. Maybe they can have the Monkey King nearby, but he's not going to look to join them on the backline. Weaver, click to the spear, but he doesn't really want to drop the Echo Slam slowly to kill him off, but he will be forced to nonetheless. However, off to the eastern side, Bob, the sacrifice there is the rest of Execration could not get in the area to protect the Lina.
I like that, just making maximum use of all of their timings. The BKB meant that Lina, she was able to kite away for a long period of time, dragging the enemy team away. Tino, he's going to do his best to try and take that mid tier 1 tower, but he's gone for a Diffusal Blade, so something a little bit odd for a Monkey King to do, especially when, oh no! The arena.
At least they get the shield crash low. Earthshaker trying to block him off with the fissure, has kind of hinted his own placements on mid one. Will condemn the Earthshaker, but now still it's a 1-for-1 trade. They're going to be cautious. It's a beautiful soul bind enabling mid one. Just go aggressive on top of the backline. He's going to be cautious though because Tino drops the Wukongs, but they still have so much damage in the tank. Is even Moon's looking to show up as well.
Nearly finished up his Silver Edge, and it's only 19 minutes into the game. It was a really nice play actually there from Luciano. They had a good Sentry Ward dropped, so he knew to immediately just drop everything. The God's Rebuke, the Spear of Mars onto the Wolf that had the Inkswell onto it, but they have so much damage right now. It's hard.
Setting up on Bob top.
Some of the Overlord.
It's got BKB. I feel like you're happy with forcing this. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, again, the 2 support rotation.
Yep. 7 seconds now. You are more than happy with forcing that one out, considering you take a look at what they're getting across the map. Mid one is 9-1 and on this Ember Spirit. Moon 6-2 and 4. Silver's Edge completed. All the cores are having an exceptional game.
trying for more, just putting the Inkswell onto Rogi.
Well, they're gonna get
essentially easy. He's essentially as good as a wolf as well, coming through from the Lycan. Faster outside of that that shapeshift, and well, they've been able to push all the lanes in. That's free Roche. That minus armor coming through as well. Rogi, he's been able to get away with this greedier build. You know, you asked me before, and there was just been so much action that I wasn't able to answer you about what style of build. I was thinking maybe he might not opt to finish off the Spirit Vessel. You really just need that Urn of Shadows for the mana regeneration, being able to stay out on the field for as long as possible. But with how well this game has gone, he was just able to go straight into the Ags after that. You know, not even needing to go into something like a medallion as another bit of a stopgap item.
Can Moon
Radiant's top tower.
kill Bob? It was kind of teetering on the line of thinking about it. Mid one is very far pushed up. Can they chain lock him down once again perfectly? The damage a bit lacking. They'll be forced to drop the Echo Slash on top of the Creep Wave. RR will fly over the wall as well, but it's not enough. Like, got greedy. Oh. He stuck around. He didn't draw it after the remnant was used.
Oh, mid one. That's why we love him. Well, he's nearly got his BKB, and so does Sniper. So that's probably going to stop. I think that's going to be the key factor that, well, Mooney has to be careful here. He might be baited in by the regen rune as he runs into 4.
Okay, so he does have the Aegis. Nice speed placement. Even further back now they go, away from the reinforcements. And you won't have any extra help coming through from the Ember, so this is going to be an incredible fight for EXECRATION to hit back in this game 1. Lay down the work-ons on the second round. Moon evaporates. You know, EXECRATION have to be careful here. The stragglers getting chased down, but once again they'll clump together around the high ground. It's just the Wolves that are looking to lock onto Bob. But with the shapeshift soon to expire, KP, he's going to be cautious.
KP?
He's going to turn back on RR, but the OSA to lock him in. The spare follow-up, and SMG. They lose all 5.
Lost everyone there, and like he was even KP. He just needed one hit from the ancient Black Dragon onto Bob, but with that fiery soul, with the boots of travel, he's too damn fast. You know, the attack animation for the Black Dragon is so long that he's not able to get it off, so ends up giving his life away as well, and goes to show, you know, one small mistake can really snowball into something much bigger. And, well, mid one's death really shows that. So I'm not sure if SMG are going to look to go for another attempt like that until they've got their BKBs up and available. One's got his. Hell, maybe that might be enough just to make them think, you know what, that's fine. You know, that only happened because we didn't have our Ember Spirit there. They dropped everything onto him. We felt confident to be able to try and take that fight, but I would still want to wait for Moon. He farms so quickly right now. He's got an insane amount of farm, but honestly, I'm a little surprised at how much Bob has. He's leapfrogged on the net worth.
Did he pick up any big streaks? He got the kill on Moon, 456 gold. He got mid one streak as well. So yeah, Bob got a lot of streaks there. Shadow Bleed into the Silver's Edge. They see Rogi under the ward. The rest of the Dire are nearby. Maybe they can burst the Weaver fast enough and then get out of dodge, and they will. Man, Bob's still sticking around, in fact. The important thing is they've locked onto BDZ, so they're forcing, there's no counter initiation, but this is a bit too deep, it seems like. Sure stuns out.
Got the BKB this time though, so they're feeling a lot more hesitant unless they're able to get that perfect chain lockdown onto him. Bob's even a little low on mana, so might look to go back, look to have that refresher ultimate available again with a Laguna Blade.
Tino, they see him underneath the observer. He might be forced to pop the BKB. Drop down. The rest of Radiant are instantly smoking to try and connect to Tino. He'll need to work on his potential for the bonus armor, because now the regen's going to expire, but Bob maybe on the backstab here. They've overstayed their welcome, and Moon also TPs in too aggressively. They don't have the control. He's after safety, but here comes RR. Flying on forward, locks in the escape. Don't drop the Echo. Down with the Sniper, and down with Arthur as well. EXECRATION. Another incredible team fight.
Their team fighting's been out of this. They've just been able to recognize when one person's out of position. You know, it's mid one staple, right? Just to constantly be pushing the envelope, trying to be a little bit too aggressive. And well, the glyph was used. You know, you're up against this Lycan draft, but you don't care. You're going to be pushing on forward with the strength of Bob. He is a machine gun right now.
That's at least a melee, maybe a full set. Just Bob. They got big issues in the lead now. Top of the net worth, level 20. Look at the machine gun go.
And they haven't taken any other towers in the other lanes. It's just entirely prioritizing the top side.
They might get mid with the creeps. Oh, one extra creep joining. Let's go, minions. Come on. No. I don't think they'll get it. What? What a swing. What a swing this game has been for the lead that SMG had, and now it's completely evaporated and it's all execration.
You having a look at the graph?
Yeah. I wish it gave us numbers to go off in the graph. Like, I don't know how low that gold was for SMG. I think it was 4K the highest, but that's just trying to go off memory. See, on all these key areas on the map, they've got the sentries. Yeah, they kind of PTSD with this Inkswell Wolf.
I mean, they've responded perfectly. Like, so many teams, they would just keep running into the same sort of mistake over and over and over again. It happened a few times in the laning stage, but that's when you just didn't have any kind of gold to continuously purchase up these sentries. So now that RR's got his, keeps humming BP.
Oh, they're actually going to jump in. Once again, mid wants a target. Let's see if they can chain control him perfectly. If our food's going to be enough. The safety. So close, though. I believe that was double BKB forced. KP's also charged up the shapeshift, so he's looking to get involved in the teamfight. Radiant, they need to connect all together. Maybe they can play off the back of the Wukongs to prevent the Lycan getting as active as what he is, and they feel like they've backed off far enough to their Observer Ward power on the map.
Mage Slayer saving mid one that time around. I know you obviously want to be going for as much burst damage as possible, just because you're coming against so many stuns. So if you're sitting for too long, the entire team is going to get stunned up, like has happened a few times in a row. Kind of want to go into the Searing Chains target, and he does. You know that they're going to be clumping up a little bit because there's not a ton of AoE damage coming out right now for SMG, but we highlighted before how lacking they are in the form of lockdown. Realistically, it's only the Inkswell and maybe the Searing Chains, and that's about it.
You see Dire itemizing very defensively. I mean, a Weaver 5 is always going to, or Weaver support, I should say, is going to go into the Aghanims, but also the Grimstroke having the recognition that he needs this Aghanim shot. So, which is how much, of course, I guess it's going to enable the fact that they've been playing very aggressively with this as well on the Wolves and the Ember, but I think just the defensive factor to maybe just enable Moon to get his BKB off, or maybe just enable mid one to get the Remnant, or even the Weaver to get in range for the time lapse. There's little things right now.
I think you definitely use it onto mid one, right? Like, he's gone super deep. You've got the Mage Slayer to be able to protect against anything that, he can't pop the BKB for if he's getting chain stunned. And then if you've got the Ag Shard, then, you are going to get some form of Dispel off so that you're going to be able to survive. This is absolutely the main target that this gets used on.
Hey, look at this
backstab. They're going to be in a position to try and, they can pick up someone else on the back lines. Oh, he's even going to keep the psychic headband on the ground.
Control Roger, can he get the time lapse off? He does, but still, Root in trouble. The perfect chain control afterwards. It's plenty of damage. What a pincer move again. Execration. The smoke from them to catch 2 on the high ground, and they're down for quite a while, so maybe they can get some objectives off the back of that.
They even sniped away the psychic headband as well, something that Afu, I'm sure, would love to be able to have at this stage of the game. He's oftentimes you see this Grimstroke look to go into a Blink Dagger. He's just died a fair few too many times, so he's had to go into the 4-star. He's got the Aether Lens and the Keen Optic, I suppose, but that extra little bit of cast range could be the difference with being able to get a Soulbind off to kind of try and disrupt this Execration team.
How do we feel about the Earthshaker? Because I feel like his impact has been very high this game. I know he's 3-7 and 13, but BTC's played a very, very solid Earthshaker performance.
Do you feel like he needed to, though? I do.
100%. Yeah.
If he did not, even just the small things, right? They're going to make another attempt here onto Rogi. All the stuns.
Oh my, Execration are just
Gaming.
overwhelming SMG.
Even looking to take out the poor ancient granite golem. Rocky, no, he ends up falling. And so does mid tier 2 tower. They're just doing it one lane at a time right now, not caring about the tier 1 bot, not wanting to, you know, do anything to potentially force a glyph to be used once more. And like you mentioned, that Roshan is up, so Aghanim Shard would be looking to give that over to the Pango, honestly, at this stage.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Could argue Mars. I feel like if you get the double spear on like a support plus core, because right now how they're playing, I think you'd favor Pango, but there's the argue. How SMG are trying to play, at least before that smoke mover from Execration, they were playing one core with a support and the other core with a support. It was mid one and Arfu and then Roji and Moon, just to make sure, you know, the buddy system to make it very difficult to get brought down. I have to highlight it. Moon's got the concussive grenade. Very interesting.
Okay. So just wanting a little bit of team fight disrupt. I mean, though it feels like he's been the one that's been gone on these past few team fights to be able to start things. So
nice scan. He'll get this awkward, but Luciano, no hesitation, pops the BKB instantly to stop the TP, and now with the Lycan down, this will give him an opportunity to not have to worry about, look at old Split and Rat. He's only got a Vul Assassin, so not the greatest to be able to have under your own control.
I want to see KP go next. He's gone the drums, which I'm not nuts about, but at least it synergizes quite well with the Ember Spirit and the Sniper, and hell, even the Weaver, we could say. I really want to see him go at BKB, just to be able to, you know, standard team fights, be able to run out of that arena of blood if need be. You've got the BKB on the Sniper, you've got the BKB on the Ember Spirit. I feel like that's going to be so important here.
They're looking to mount a defense down bot. Just the four.
Like you got to get out. Honestly, like you've got good high ground. Like Ember Spirit's good, Sniper's pretty good.
Mid one. Reaction. Still charge up the Wukongs. Ara off to the side. They got the first control. Where's the fault? Mid one. The opportunity for the BKB. Thanks to Weaver getting the time lapse out. The safety, but still Moon freely hitting inside the eastern tree line, but now they're able to get directly on top of him. As Moon still finally brought down thanks to the right clicks from Bob. Look at the buybacks looking to rejoin the fight. Still mid one. It's gone unanswered at the moment. The consistent use of the remnant takes the Aghanim. He's getting back and forth, left, right, and center. They just can't control him. Another time lapse from Rochi means mid one safe and sound. They're trying to bring down Bob. He's still got the ages. Finally, the first life taken care of, but Tino, he's hiding the wings, waiting for an opportunity to pounce on full. He hasn't found it just yet. Bob, he needs help. He needs it now. They're just waiting, trying to force him out, but now on top of the back line, they'll catch up mid one. They can now turn their attention to Rochi and KP as Execration. The numbers advantage, thanks to the ages, comes in clutch. They'll bring down 3. They'll look for Rochi next as well. There's no escape for the pesky Bug as they'll bring him down under the tower.
Buyback as well, so, you know, one tower at a time, one lane at a time. It's working out for Execration. No buybacks remaining. It's going to be a solo defense coming through from Arfu, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it on his own. He's going to have Moon and, I guess, KP to join him soon, but he's just going to get run over before that happens.
Well, poor Arfu. Jesus Christ.
Bob, come on, man. Have mercy.
Alright, well, Moon's up. You got buyback as well and Grim. So this is not all she wrote. It's going to be a...
She submitted the first draft, you know, she hasn't written it, but, you know, it's in with the editor right now.
Let's see how the editor's going to change this one. Tino's even just going to lay down the Wukongs. Level 25. Look at the vicinity they have control of now. Still the Sniper's hitting out of the range, which is so mind-blowing. They're taking a bit of time. It's not the end. You have people up surely. Moon's got to be so cautious. There we go. But it's just space. Mid ones. Okay, KP's actually hunting the backline. Beautiful recognition. You've got to kill off the Earthshaker. This is main priority number 1. Mid one's going to look to try and join the task as well as BDZ. He'll end up dropping down for 100 seconds. RR as well. Rolling Thunder into the TP yard. KP not done just yet. They're looking to oh, they found Bob. They found Bob. This is a big target. He doesn't have enough gold for buyback as well. Early use of the BKB. He's got to the safety of the T2 tower. Just missing on the chains. Might cost him the kill. Meanwhile, actually in the mid lane, Tino. He's way too far away from the team. He'll get the kill on after. The rest are ready. It's giving him enough time to be able to connect.
Oh, mid one, nice.
Mid one, what a dodge. He's able to catch up with the spear, so he's out the safety, but still mid one. He's in trouble.
No
Tino is just going to work here. The time lapse not available. As Tino can just stand his ground. He's looking to turn, but it's Moon. It's freely right click on top of the backline. The take aim consistently procking, but in this boundless strike enough. He'll end up falling. Moon still also looking for more blood. I don't know if he can kill the sniper. This man is a man on a mission. Rogi looking to stand hand in hand, but it looks like finally they'll roll on forward and put them all in the grave as SMG have to tap out of the game one.
What a wrong way to start off this upper bracket. Like SMG, I felt like they had that game. One too many, let's say too many